Looking to create an event in your Facebook group but don't know how? Don't worry, I got you covered, because in this video, I'm going to go over exactly how you can create an event step by step in your Facebook group and ultimately use this event to find your next client online. Let's go!
We all win when we all win. We all win when we all win.
Hey there, my friend. I'm Super Sid, and I'm an organic marketing coach who has helped hundreds of people build systems so that they could find their next clients online organically for free. And in today's video, I'm going to go over with you exactly what is a Facebook group event and exactly how can you use a Facebook group event to find your next clients online in your Facebook group. And then I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on exactly how you can create your next Facebook group event inside your Facebook group. Let's go! All right, so before we start talking about exactly what an event is in a Facebook group, let's make sure we understand what a Facebook group is. And even if you have a Facebook group, let's make sure that your Facebook group is ultimately built in a way so that when you run events, ultimately you can attract people inside those events to you, to these events that ultimately are needing your help or ultimately want to come to that event and need that information that you're going to provide at that event. Okay, so ultimately what a Facebook group is typically going to be a group that anybody can create on Facebook. These groups can be public or private. And ultimately what these groups are for is a group for people to conjugate into, allowing them, who usually are like-minded in some way or have some sort of the same goal or whatever it might be. But ultimately what these groups are going to allow you to do is ultimately conjugate with like-minded people who are ultimately talking about typically the same things. All right, so now that we know what a Facebook group is, or at least kind of a 40,000 foot view of what that Facebook group is, let's go into what an event inside the Facebook group is and exactly how you can use this event to attract your next client to you. So ultimately, when we're looking to create an event, really an income, let's look at what is the Facebook group, right? We've built this Facebook group. It's a group of people who have a like-minded interest. That means that maybe they might be a little bit warmer than just the people that you might be publishing to out into your Facebook page, right? Because this is going to be a group that you've assembled that specifically has a common interest or has a common goal in mind, right? So because this is the case, what we are then able to do is we're then able to create specific events around what it is that we're teaching or what it is the goal is inside that Facebook group. So if the goal inside your Facebook group is, say, to find clients, right? Or is to, ultimately, which our Facebook group is to get on their freedom path, right? Ultimately, we then will create events around how to get on that freedom path and put those into the Facebook group. Ultimately, by creating an event that's, basically showing people how to start their journey with us inside whatever it is that we provide inside that Facebook group, ultimately, that's going to allow us to attract people inside that Facebook group to those events that ultimately need our help. And if we can get the people to those events that need our help, that gives us a chance to demonstrate in front of them at that event, ultimately, what it is that we can do to help them, and ultimately giving us a higher chance to then basically ask them and offer them to give them that help for payment, right? To become a client of ours so that we can help them with what it is that they came to the event to get help with in our Facebook group to begin with. Before I walk you through the step-by-step on exactly how you can create your event inside your Facebook group, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out new and exciting videos every single day, helping people just like you when it comes to finding your next clients online organically for free. So make sure to click that button below and subscribe. Hey there, my friend, and let's go through a step-by-step on exactly how you can create an event inside your Facebook group or a group that you manage or a moderator of as well. So let's first make sure that we recognize that to create an event inside a Facebook group, you got to have some sort of status inside that Facebook group, and typically that status is going to be an administrator or an admin of that Facebook group, basically being the owner, or ultimately a moderator of that Facebook group, basically being someone that helps manage that Facebook group. And I have a great video that goes over specifically what a Facebook group admin and moderator is that you can click on up here in the top right hand corner of the screen here. All right, so let's go over specifically how you can create this event that we talked about so that you can find your next client inside your Facebook group. So when you go up here inside your Facebook group, just like this is our new group that we're getting ready to launch here, the Freedom Path, you can head over to the Freedom Path, you can head over to freedompathgroup.com ultimately, or just click on the link down here in the description, and ultimately you can be taken to this free Facebook group where we help people ultimately when it comes to finding their next clients and getting rid of self-sabotage sabotage and all that fun stuff. All right, so but when you come over here, what you're going to notice is at the top here, you're going to notice that you have a navigation bar. And this navigation bar is ultimately going to be taking you to different spots in this group and in this community. If you click on more over here, you're going to see that there's some more spots in the navigation, and ultimately one of the spots that you're going to have is events. Okay. When you pull up this, ultimately what you're going to have is you're going to have a spot where it's going to say upcoming events versus, any past events that you might have. Ultimately, since we're wanting to create an event, what we want to do is over here in the top right hand corner of this box of upcoming events, you're going to be then able to create an event. Okay. What this is going to do is give you some options in regards to creating this event. Now, if you're creating an event inside the Facebook group, you would just create an online event. And then ultimately, you just want to let them know, is this just a general event or is this some sort of class, right? Mine's just going to be a general event here. A class would typically mean that you're going to do some sort of series of classes. But for the most of you that are watching this, you're going to be doing just a general event. Ultimately, once you get into the event, it's going to give you some of the options in regards to making this event, okay? Some of these options are ultimately going to be creating the name for the event right here, okay? Ultimately giving you a chance to say that you're going to the event, or giving you a chance to invite people to that event, stuff like that. So you want to make sure that when it's showing me right now, what ultimately it's going to look like over here on Facebook and on mobile and desktop. But over here on the left-hand side, it's going to give you a chance to name this event. So what we want to do is I'm just going to go in here and put test event, for this community. And then it's going to ask you to then add the date, right, and the time that you want to start this event. So we would go in there and say, I wanted to do this event for this Thursday, and this event was going to be, say, I hope I wouldn't do it at 4 a.m. It's going to be at 4 p.m., right? Obviously Central, right? It's going to then be in this Facebook group. And then what we would want to do is just down here in the bottom of this, we're just going to click next. What we're then going to go is we'll say, what type is this going to be? Is it going to be an external link, like sending something for Zoom? It's going to be a Facebook Live or Messenger rooms. Ultimately, these give you options on different things that you can do, and it gives you what these are inside, so you can get together on video chat inside a Messenger room, right? For most of you, and for me, most 99.9% of the time, I'm simply going live. Okay, so we're just going to push going live here. And what it's going to do is Facebook's going to prompt, because it will give you a reminder typically 30 minutes before you go, should be going live in the Facebook group, which is pretty cool. The next thing we want to do after we choose live is ultimately we're just going to push next down here, and then it gives us the option to put a description, right? The description is going to be just the description. What are you going to be talking about at this event? Okay, so ultimately we would just want to put what it is that we're going to be talking about, what the people that come to the event can expect, where it is that they, what's going to be discussed, where they can go after they watch the event to learn more, whatever that is. You want to make sure to put all of that stuff here in the description. And as you can see, the description is going to go basically right here inside the details. And then of course the name is going to go right up here with the date. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is go here. And then it gives you the option to either choose an illustration. So, you can choose one of these guys if you wanted to. I wouldn't advise that. Or you can do what we would recommend, which would be, or you can do what, we would recommend, which would ultimately be, if I can figure out how to get out of this, which would ultimately be to upload a photo here, and giving you the opportunity to upload that photo so that you can upload a photo that you created inside and for this event. Ultimately, you can create a square photo like the one that you see here, or you can create a rectangular photo that's going to be able to help you. And in regards to the size of this photo, you can Google size of a Facebook group event photo, and it will give you the specific size. The reason I don't want to give you the specific size on this video is because that is constantly changing, and is very possible it could change in weeks or even months or even weeks of shooting this. So I don't want to give you specific sizes, because those could change, and you can find those in the updates through Facebook or through just searching on Google. I'd rather give you the strategy and making sure that you know what it is that you're doing as far as strategy, so that you can use having events inside your Facebook group to ultimately find your next client. And then last and certainly not least, it will give you the option to invite all the members down here at the bottom if you want to, or you can invite certain members after you create the community. But ultimately, after you do this, you would simply just click create event, and then after you click create event, this event would be created inside your Facebook group. Looking to create events inside your Facebook group so that you can find your next client? Then my Super Online Organic Prospecting System Bundle is just for you. And my Super Online Organic Prospecting System Bundle comprises of 3 of my top-selling courses, all geared around helping you find your next client online organically for free. And right now, you can claim your Super Online Organic Prospecting System Bundle for over 97% off. Just click down here in the description or head to www.supersidsbundle.com right now today. And don't forget, we all win when we all win. I choose to win today, and I hope you choose to win by taking action now and claiming your Super Online Organic Prospecting System Bundle in the description or heading to www.supersidsbundle.com. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Talk soon.
Let's go. We all win when